Hello, I'm Colleen Gallagher, CEO at OnWrd UpWrd, and you're listening to the Association Insights podcast, where each week we interview association leaders from across the country to hear how they're trying new things, taking big risks, and delivering value for their members. We'll explore the realities of what it means to work in and with associations and bring you the insights and inspiration you need to advance your career and make big changes at your association. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the Association Insights podcast. I'm your host, Colleen Gallagher, founder of OnWrd UpWrd, and today we're doing something a little different. A short solocast focused on a topic that I'm incredibly passionate about, communicating what matters. If you've heard our solocast before, you know that every once in a while I like to take a deep dive and talk through the issues that I really care about. So today I'm diving into what it really takes to show up with clarity, courage, and strategy in your association's communications, whether you're navigating a complex issue, telling your story in the media, or trying to get members to open up just one more email. If you've ever struggled with getting the right message to the right people or felt stuck between saying something and saying nothing, then this episode is for you. So let's start by grounding in what we really mean by strategic communication, because it's a buzzword we hear constantly, but in practice, it's not always well defined. To me, strategic communication is about more than press releases or planned posts. It's all about intentionality. It's about making sure your communication is aligned with your mission, your values, and your members' needs. It's not just about broadcasting, it's about connecting. And I think this is an area where a lot of associations can struggle. And the truth is, if your comms team is the last to know when something big is happening, whether it's a crisis, a campaign, or a program launch, you've already lost half the battle. Communications shouldn't be a bolt on, it needs to be embedded. So, next, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, what to do when your members are split, the stakes are high, or the issue feels just too hot to touch. And we know that happens all too often these days. We've worked with associations that are figuring out how to talk about DEI during this time of political pushback. Others are wrestling with how to support mental health, environmental goals, or even workforce challenges without sounding tone deaf. Here's the key: you don't have to have all the answers, but you do need a process for how you'll decide what to say, when, and why. So ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, what matters most to our members right now? 2, what do we want to be known for? And 3, what's the risk of staying silent? Silence is a comm strategy too. Sometimes it's the right one, but not always. Next, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools that we do have: storytelling. Everyone knows the power of stories. And in associations, we are often sitting on an absolute goldmine of stories. We've got member success stories, program wins, mission impacts, but we don't always know how to mine them or share them in a compelling way. In my experience, here's what works: always make your members the hero, show, don't just tell, and use plain language. You've got to write like a human. And that's going to become increasingly important with the rise of AI, to not have that robotic feeling to your stories. You've got to humanize them and add that touch. And remember, your story isn't just for the press, it's for your members, it's for your staff, your board, it's for your future funders, your future partners. And if you're not sure where to start, ask your staff what member moment they're most proud of this year. There's your story. A quick word on crisis communication, because we all dread it, but it's not optional. The best time to plan for a crisis is before it happens. I know you've all heard this 8 million times, but you would be shocked how many organizations find themselves in a crisis and they have no plan. You don't need a 40-page playbook either. You just need a clear point person, a trusted advisor or firm on speed dial, and an agreed upon chain of command. And more importantly, you need to see communication as part of your overall risk mitigation strategy, because in a crisis, how and when you show up can do as much damage or good as the crisis itself. And also, not every hard moment is a crisis. Sometimes you can see it as a trust building opportunity. And I think that's a really good way to look at it, to come out looking better on the other side and being stronger as an organization. So, as we wrap up this quick episode here, there are really three key takeaways that I'm hoping you take with you. One, embed communications early. Do not treat it as a megaphone. Treat it as a muscle. Two, tell the stories that show your values in action, the ones that reflect who you are, what you stand for, and what your members care about. And three, when things get hard, communicate anyway, thoughtfully, strategically, and with heart. And if you focus on that, you're going to be okay and you're going to get through tough times. With that, thanks for tuning in once again for our podcast here. And if this resonated, I'd love for you to share this episode with a colleague, drop us a note on LinkedIn, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming episodes on what's next in association leadership and strategy. We'll be back to our usual interview format next week, and I hope to have you tune in then. But until next time, keep going onward and upward.
That's a wrap for today's episode. The Association Insights Podcast, previously known as the Association 100 Podcast, is a production of OnWrd UpWrd Marketing and Communications, where our mission is to make associations and nonprofits the go-to source in their industries through earned media and thought leadership. This podcast is an extension of our newsletter, a bi-monthly collection of best practices, top trends, helpful ideas, and smart strategies delivered straight to your inbox. Have you undertaken a big change at your association? Or do you have some words of wisdom from the trenches of association life? We want to hear from you, and so do our listeners. Drop us a note at info@onwardupwrd.com. That's info@onwrdupwrd.com. Be sure to subscribe, give us a 5-star review, and share with your friends and colleagues. We're available anywhere podcasts are found. Come back next week for more association insights and inspiration. Thanks for tuning in.